that is headed.
Prosecutors charged Sam Bankman-Fried was taking customers' money, paid himself $1.3 billion in a personal loan, while $360 million in real estate. Where were the regulators? Republican Missouri Congresswoman Ann Wagner.
Congress has got to provide clarity in this area, and when Republicans take control of the House in January, we will provide the regulatory clarity.
A special report with Brett Baer. Bankman-Fried's parents in court, too. Both are Stanford law professors.
This is SiriusXM Satellite Radio. You wash your hands, you brush your teeth, but what about the nose? How do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril around the back of their nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, and germs. And it's why cleaning your nose, the body's air filter, is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. People try Navage for lots of reasons. Sinusitis, colds, allergies, snoring, things that make it hard to breathe through your nose. But over time, they find that cleaning their nose makes them feel better, a lot better. Over 3 million Navage users have written more than 100,000 reviews, averaging 4.7 stars, saying, best product I've ever used, and amazing, I love my Navage. Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less, but the biggest payoff is improved health. Navage is good personal hygiene and can help you stay healthier. Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Fox News headlines 24/7 with the latest forecast from America's Weather Team every 15 minutes. SiriusXM Channel 115.
More lawmakers are joining a push to ban TikTok as long as it's owned by a Chinese company subject to sharing data with the Chinese Communist Party.
Republican Senator Marco Rubio introducing a bill Tuesday that would ban the popular social media app over concerns that China could be using it to spy on Americans.
With a margin of more than 50 percentage points. Supporters say it doesn't just guarantee a right to an abortion, but also includes the right to access family planning services and contraception. Scott also signed a second constitutional amendment stating that slavery and indentured are prohibited in the state. Lisa Lacera, Fox News.
Oregon's new high-capacity magazine gun ban still in limbo. A judge extended the order blocking a key part of the tough new voter-approved gun, which is intended to curtail mass shootings. It didn't immediately rule on its most controversial part, which is a ban on the sale and transfer of higher-capacity magazines. A lawsuit filed by Gun Owners of America, the Gun Owners Foundation, and some individuals are seeking to have the entire law put on hold while it works its way through legal challenges. Oregon Governor Kate Brown has announced she is suing the death sentences of all of the state's 17 death row inmates. They'll be changed to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Brown has less than a month to go before leaving office. Oregon hasn't held an execution since 1997. California's committee to study reparations for African Americans meets in Oakland today. This could have a high price tag payoff. The first in the nation task force will talk about whether there could be additional eligibility requirements and what the time frame for reparations could hinge on. The group will also discuss how the state may address its impact on black families whose property was seized through eminent domain. In June, the task force released a 500-page report describing discriminatory practices that drove housing segregation, criminal disparities, and other realities that harmed black Californians in the decades since the abolition of slavery. But the payouts could be $250,000 apiece. Fox Trending coming up next here on Fox News Headline 7.
can be a tug of war.
Paul McCartney shares exclusive stories and plays every song from his 1982 album, Tug of War.
Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific.
On the Beatles channel.
And anytime in the SXM app. Free with all trials and popular plans.
At Total Wine & More, save big on what you love this December with hundreds of deals. Get up to 35% off over 200 different wines and spirits, including Cabernet, sparkling wine, single barrel bourbon, and so much more. These savings are huge, and even better, they're on top of price the lowest in town. Deals this good don't last long, so visit Total Wine & More to find yours. Love what you find at the lowest price, only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly, be 21. Spirits not sold in Virginia and North Carolina.
Did you know that every hybrid electric vehicle needs a low voltage and a high voltage battery? While your car battery may not be the first thing on your mind, it's always on the minds of the people at Clarios, who just introduced their XEV low voltage batteries specifically for EVs and hybrids. Clarios XEV is the perfect partner to the high voltage battery to help ensure constant power and crucial safety functionality so you can drive in comfort and confidence. In other words, Clarios XEV batteries are the power of X for your EV or hybrid. Learn more at clarios.com.
It's trending. We hear you. Michelle Polino.
Talk about that Whitney. Yeah, I miss her.
Pure soul.
The Critics' Choice Award nominations were announced today, where the multiverse dramedy Everything Everywhere All at Once led all 14 nominations. This is a big one. This is a big one.
I'm not the honest version of another universe. I'm here because we need your help.
Very no time to help you.
Across the multiverse.
So I felt like you needed ADD to watch the trailer.
Yeah, you do. That's why it's still sitting on my bedside table.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at it going, when am I going to be ready for this? Its massive tally, 4 acting mentions for Michelle Yeoh as Best Actress, Ke Huy Quan in Supporting Actor, and Jamie Lee Curtis in Supporting Actress.
It is a very cool premise.
Totally. I mean, she just travels through all these universes to find her soul. I believe that's the premise.
All the realities that we travel through in life.
That's correct. In other nominations, Steven Spielberg's The Fabelmans nabbed 11 with 2 supporting actor nods for Paul Dano and Judd Hirsch. Both great in this film. Watched it the other night. It's worth it, gang. If you're looking for something, I had no idea Steven Spielberg's personal life. And, I had no idea that his parents divorced and why his parents divorced. And you find this out in this film.
Huh.
It's kind of heartbreaking.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. Other favorites? Babylon, which picked up 10 nominations. Now, let me just say something about Babylon right now. It starts out with an orgy and an elephant pooping into the lens. So, 3 days, and I'm still halfway through this film. And Brad Pitt, well,
was Brad on the elephant?
Brad is the elephant. Brad is always the elephant.
In another reality, he is, yes.
Yeah, that's what's trending in Hollywood. Michelle Polino, Fox News.
Humans aren't the only victims of flu season.
You may have gotten your flu shot, but has your dog? Veterinarians across the country are advising dog owners vaccinated against influenza. There's a site called dogflu.com, and it shows recent outbreaks of canine influenza in New York, Texas, Florida, South Carolina, Pennsylvania. Vets say not every dog needs a shot, but if you have a social pup, it's something. Canine flu symptoms include coughing, sneezing, eye and nose discharge, and yes, they get fevers just like us. Unlike humans, though, dogs have limited treatment options once infected. Gianna Gelosi, Fox News.
2 boaters who set sail from Cape May, New Jersey, bound for Florida, are found thanks to a tanker ship off the coast of Delaware. Sharp eyes. The men and a dog on 40-foot sailboat. They left 11 days ago. Their families lost touch with them. Jason Martinez of Fox 5 New York.
A tanker spotted the sailboat carrying 76-year-old Jody Tomasio and 64-year-old Kevin Hyde hundreds of miles off the coast of Delaware. They were waving a flag, incredibly exhausted but safe, with their dog Minnie alongside them. Friends and family last heard from the pair nearly 2 weeks ago. They were on their way from Cape May to Marathon in the Florida Keys. Now, Joe's daughter says she got a voicemail from her after a stop in North Carolina, and then radio silence. They reached out to the Coast Guard, who searched for days, and then word that they were found safe 200 miles off Delaware's coast.
Sailboat with fuel and power, leaving its radios and navigation gear inoperable. White bark pine trees, more than 1,000 years. That's how long they can live, but in just 2 decades, more than a quarter of the trees have been killed by disease, wildfires, voracious beetles, maybe climate change. U.S. officials planning to announce federal protections for the trees in hopes of shielding them from extinction. The other thing is that they are a main source of sustenance for grizzly bears. So that would help the grizzlies. The belated acknowledgement of their decline requires officials to craft a recovery plan and restoration.
Listen to the all-new Brett Baier podcast featuring with lawmakers from opposite sides of the aisle, along with all your Brett Baier favorites like his all-star panel and much more. Available now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
First, we decide where we want to go. Best way to get there. Hi, my name's Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold. We're the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical. Won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrities millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000. Speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Fox Weather.
I'm meteorologist Amy Freeze in America's Weather Center. We're looking at a very active and fluid situation with deadly severe weather in the south. As many as a dozen tornadoes were reported yesterday, and 2 people died from the storm in Louisiana. Current warnings are now ongoing for Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, and the threat moves into the Florida Panhandle tonight. On the north side of this major storm system, it's a blizzard, a blast of winter where winds have reduced visibilities down to 200 feet, and an additional foot of snow is possible through Friday. Bismarck, Rapid City, Aberdeen, Duluth are all areas facing very harsh travel conditions. Next up, this storm brings ice and snow from the central Appalachians into the interior northeast. After midnight tonight, a mix of freezing rain and sleet breaks out across the Blue Ridge and Allegheny Mountains, and then it moves into central Pennsylvania. Get live coverage on Fox Weather app or just go to foxweather.com.
Well, today we got a second inflation is easing, and this is goods produced in other countries down more than 0.5%. The thing is that food prices are still rising, so it makes it seem like inflation is still right with us. Top stories on the way on Fox News Headlines.
Updating you every 15 minutes with the latest headlines. I'm Brett Baier, and this is Fox News Headlines 24/7.
Year-end spending to keep us afloat. Fox News Headlines, I'm Therese Crowley. Congress once again jamming in the government spending bill before holiday recess to keep the federal government from shutting down with a deal in the works.
With government funding set to run out Friday at midnight, top congressional appropriators on both sides of the aisle say they have struck a deal on a spending package that would fund the government through the next fiscal year. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell has sworn the measure must pass by December 22nd, or Republicans will back a short-term patch that would only provide funding into early next year. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he expects the package to contain priorities both sides want to see passed,
like more funding for Ukraine. The House is expected to pass a week-long stopgap spending bill today that would allow negotiators enough time to complete the measure and Congress to approve it. In Washington, Sean Lanchel, Fox News.
The Fed set to announce another interest rate hike today, a half point expected instead of 3/4. Amid new signs inflation could be slowing, but not on the price of food.
Look at overall grocery store prices up 12% year over year. And the overall CPI, even though it was better than expected, that was because of energy prices. That's why we saw the decline. But listen, eggs. Do you know that eggs are up 49% year over year? That lettuce is up almost 20% year over year. Margarine? I can't get over the margin, but these are all things that go into cooking. And now we're looking at a Christmas dinner that's going to be about $1 per person more expensive to cook this year.
President Biden contradicted the report on the holiday meal.
Food inflation slowed last month, providing much needed relief for millions of families at the grocery store.
But the numbers show food inflation rose another 0.5% last month. For the year, the price of eggs up 49%, as Cheryl mentioned. Only meat has dropped. Beef roasts and steaks and pork down 5 to 7%. America is listening to Fox News.
Get all of your favorite Fox News podcasts ad-free on with Fox News Podcasts Plus. From Trey Gowdy, the Fox News Rundown, Will Kane, Brian Kilmeade, and so much more. Go to foxnewspodcasts.com for all the details. Fox News headlines 24/7. Sirius XM channel 115. Every 15 minutes, news, sports, business, weather, and what's trending. The latest headlines continue right now.
Former FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried in a Bahamas jail cell denied the chance to get a vegan meal, indicted by the Southern District of New York for fraud and violating federal campaign finance laws in the crypto collapse of FTX.
Money was used in service of Bankman-Fried's desire to buy bipartisan influence and impact the direction of public policy in Washington.
Damian Williams, U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Fox Business' Kelly O'Grady.
He's set to spend the holidays in a Bahamian cell, so he's awaiting a February 8th extradition trial, and the judge thought he'd be too much of a flight risk. Imagine that. But I think one of the questions that everyone's asking, though, is where did all this money go, right? So I've been digging into this for weeks, talking to sources, pulling blockchain ledger records, and poring over court documents. Here's what I found. So first, a lot of the value was lost in poor margin trading and, of course, the crypto industry in general over the past year. But this is also a case of runaway spending funded by customer assets. So we've traced that both FTX and Alameda spent billions on venture investments. So we're talking a few million here and there on dozens and dozens of startups.
Democrat Senators Manchin and Cornyn joining Texas Congressman Cuellar and Gonzalez urging President Biden to extend pandemic Title 42 beyond next week, charging he hasn't shown a plan to avert a migrant surge of 5 million people next year. And what about the drugs?
CP in Nogales, Arizona, reporting at the port of entry there over a span of a few days, they made 8 major fentanyl busts totaling, listen to this, more than 1.5 million fentanyl pills. They found it in drug smugglers' vehicles hidden all over the place. Gas tanks, panels, floors, doors, even human body carriers. The pills were blue, multicolored, and rainbow colored, which the DEA has been warning about recently. Benson, Arizona. At a gas station there, Border Patrol makes a major human smuggling bust, finding a guy smuggling 14 illegal immigrants in the back of his pickup truck under a tarp.
Fox News headlines 24/7, 5 and 35 past every hour. The latest in sports is coming up next.
This is Sirius XM Radio.
This hour's business update on Fox News Headlines 24/7 is brought to you by CrowdStrike. Stop today's most sophisticated cyber attacks so your business can move forward. Learn more at CrowdStrike.com/XM.
I'm Peter Schwartz with sports at 5 and 35. The Giants could not entice Aaron Judge to leave the Yankees for the Bay Area, but they do get a big-name free agent as they reportedly agree with shortstop Carlos Correa on a 13-year, $350 million deal. The former Astro, who played last season for the Twins, gets the richest contract ever for a shortstop. The family of American soccer journalist Grant Wall announced that he died from the rupture of a slowly growing undetected aortic aneurysm. Wall passed away last week covering the World Cup in Qatar. World Cup semifinals, Argentina beat Croatia 3-0. Today, France takes on Morocco at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. NBA Celtics beat the Lakers